If I die tomorrow, I hope you hear these words. I ain't here to flip no birds or sip no syrup. Hope the future generations can get this urge. Stay woke, youngin', and avenge these nerds.
Hey guys, it's Tuesday.
What's up?
We're here. Woohoo! Yeah, you guys were missing the green room stuff. It was Tony versus Val. Battle
Wow.
is red
No,
versus,
there's no
red versus
blue.
there's
no
blue.
battle.
No.
There is no battle. It's just friends throwing shade at friends. That's about it.
Because you can't face the truth. It's okay. It's all right.
No one needs a Bad Bunny movie.
Don't do it.
We've got our first Hispanic lead in a superhero movie. Go fuck off. All right.
Bad Bunny.
Like I had bad people going. Bad Bunny's
Listen.
starring what character? No one's heard of it. They're like, oh, it could be like a Guardians of the Galaxy. No, people heard of at least some of those guys.
I'm gonna give Bad Bunny a little bit of credit because you got this guy pulling off Canadian destroyers at WrestleMania. He is a now known wrestler.
That was his audition. That was his audition. WrestleMania, and the Sony execs was like, "We got him.
I'm excited. I'm excited for him in what is it? Bullet Train.
I got no
that looks pretty good. Other than that,
no, isn't like realistically like
I got no comment.
Blue Beetle is Hispanic, correct?
I believe so. It's been many different races. They had different variants of Blue Beetle.
Yeah. So one I believe is Native American. The other one I think is Latin American.
I mean, shit, you could have had Bad Bunny be Blue Beetle.
Maybe
just something we
Isn't
heard
Blue
of.
Beetle's DC?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, but
So-
you know, no, because they're just talking about the first Hispanic, or we get. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I saw it trending last night, and I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I don't need this at 2 a.m.
I don't even know who he's playing. I've never heard of that character.
I just looked it up. It's El Muerto.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
That's what I got.
It might as well be El Toro Fuerte. Like, come on.
He's another random character. I believe in the Spider-Man verse. He is a wrestler.
No one cares. No one cares.
He's a character.
I care less about this movie than I care about the Craven movie. Like,
he's a character that
I don't. Is it going to be just about him?
Yes.
Yes.
So no name for El Muerto. Fuck out of here.
I think we were like he's been in like 2 comics. Like
I'll still watch it. I don't care. I'll still watch it.
I'll watch it.
My loyalty still.
Oh my god.
Junior.
Your loyalty disturbs me, Val. Your loyalty.
I'll watch it too. No, I'm with you, Val.
Thank you, Pong. Not when it comes to Marvel.
Also, like I got like nothing against
Unconditional
you two. It's my thing is like, can we see though this trending and it's like Marvel Studios is or the first Marvel. I'm like, can we please take like, I don't know, man. Like, can we add Sony Marvel to the end of those messages?
Yeah,
that messaging
you should do that.
Is awful. It needs to be like Sony or Marvel asterisk, and you look it up and it's like this is a Sony produced movie with Marvel characters. Like
don't put that on Disney Marvel. Disney Marvel's a whole other beast.
Like come on, man.
So what is the thing that is it that it's the first Hispanic character?
They're trying to sell
in a
it.
lead role.
Yeah, they're trying to sell it as the first Hispanic hero that they're going to do. They casted Bad Bunny, so Sony in all its glory, they're going to try to market it that way. Hopefully, I don't know. I mean, I would have marketed it as a TV show, if anything, but a movie behind a character that's not even second string. And again, maybe the director.
Hold on, I need to make a point real quick. It's going to make money. Do you know the amount of people who like Bad Bunny alone?
Yeah, no,
and that's why they casted him. That's why they casted him.
It's a smart business move. Let's make money. Hey,
no, it is. It is a smart. It is a smart business.
There
That's awesome.
There we go. Yeah, no, and to foul Bad Bunny has the first.
Yo, listen, we had a whole awesome Hispanic cast of In the Heights, and we couldn't get one of them to be a fucking Hispanic superhero. Come on, people.
In the Heights was very good, actually. I'm just saying.
Actually, the lead for In the Heights, I think he was up for a role for a Transformers movie. The one who played Gustavi, they said that they're trying to cast him to be in a Transformers movie. But no, it is a smart business move. It's again, WWE did the same thing. when they had Bad Bunny in WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble. So it's a marketing thing. That's all it really is to them. They just want to get people there in the theater, sit their butts in seat. But let's go with this announcement.
Can we just call it like a business move? Can we
It
remove
is.
smart?
It's a business move.
Let's
It
just
is a
remove
business
smart
move.
That I will still watch.
That's fine. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
We
won't discuss it here
Val's...
in a year and a half, but that's about it.
We won't discuss it after the watch, and that's it. It's non-existent.
We will have to create a segment called Val's Hot Takes.
We're gonna have to watch it on Stars, like.
For the record, I have known who Bad Bunny was for 7 minutes. I thought you would enjoy that. I try not to make that joke too often.
Oh my god!
But I thought you would enjoy it.
I enjoy it. But let's get some announcements out the way. So again, join us every Tuesday. Follow us on our social media handles. Please do. Check out Law's live streams. If you don't know where you're at, you're messed up.
I'm back May 1st with Twitch. I promise. May 1st, Sunday.
Also, too, since George is in the links right there, since he's in the comics, George, drop that beautiful link for Wonder Duck. Wonder Duck is coming out May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Val already got her copy. Look at that. That's it. Get the Kickstarter goes live on May the 4th. That is Star Wars Day. Ooh, May the 4th be with you. I just hope drop the comic. I will drop that link in the comics because Puppet Church book 1 issue 1 is out. So yes, it is free for people to read, view, and watch it. Issue 1 is out. So guess what? And it is free for you guys to read. You'll actually get to meet the writer next week on next week's episode of Nerds. And that's it for the announcement. Oh, Medusa's Cascade every Saturday. Listen to it on Spotify. This past week, you definitely want to listen to Player Salix's intro of the Medusa's Cascade.
She sat there and dragged us. It was not pretty. Like you know all those like clutch pearls. Oh my god, I'm listening and I'm just like, god damn, like shit.
I don't know what happened.
I gotta
you
listen.
have to give context there.
So it's our D&D podcast, and we had basically a variant in our party who we thought was the normal Salix that we knew and we got to know, but they got switched for an alternate Salix. And when we do our intro as ourselves and then as our characters. So anti-Salix got to do the intro and literally just dragged all of our names and was just like roasting all of us. It was terrible.
Sounds like fun.
It was fun.
It's fun to listen to, but like shots fired, fam.
It's also Pong. What's going on every Monday and Fridays with you?
Well, every Monday and Friday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, you can find me at twitch.tv/SynShop. That's SYNSHOP. And we're a makerspace in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we get together, we do projects, and we also occasionally do robot fights. So stay tuned for the next one. We had one just a couple weeks ago that was thrown by the team behind Jackpot, if you're a fan of BattleBots. So good times.
That's it. Hit it right there. There we go. So make sure you guys are tuning in. Am I coming in slow? No. Okay, it's probably just my camera. I don't know. Come on, Xfinity, step it up, man. My internet's all messed up. Anyway, what are we talking about tonight, guys?
We are talking episode 4, which is always the episode that Pong comes on of Moon Knight.
Yep.
Oh, buddy.
So that fourth episode turnaround, huh?
That 4th episode turnaround.
Tone, do the thing.
All right, so this is actually probably, we'll say the pinnacle of Moon Knight. We are riding the wave finally to see what the hell is going on. We get a Raiders of the Lost Ark meets Brandon Fraser's The Mummy in this, and I was loving every bit of it. Seeing the seeing the violence and the mummies and like seeing the mummification happen. I was like, I didn't expect Disney to go there, and they went there. They are really holding on to that line. And then we get that ending when our man Mark Spector is 2-tapped in the chest. And was all of this a dream? Is this whole thing a nightmare sequence? Is he really in a psychiatry ward? What is happening? Are we just in the mind of Mark Spector and Steve and maybe Jake? We'll find out tomorrow Let's get to it. Aunt May has died, and the show ended with a hippo god showing up, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?" Let's go.
Pretty much.
There's
Yeah.
so much to talk about.
I do love the memes that we got of this past week of that whole
been
ending.
great.
So
Yes,
the
it's
one
true.
that's been hilarious is him meeting his Oscar Isaacs as Apocalypse.
Yes.
It's been pretty fucking hilarious.
Mhm.
So come on, what is everybody's thoughts with this episode? How did this episode open? Tell me about a little bit about
Well,
the
how did
actions, the
you like it,
motivation.
Steve Bass? I want to know your thoughts because I think the rest of us in chat were like going crazy. What was your thoughts, sir?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be very honest. It is Marvel hitting it their stride again with every fourth episode. Every fourth episode, you're just like thrown into what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
I did like that that sequence though. The what was it? The psychiatric ward gave me serious Sucker Punch vibes. The movie Sucker Punch.
yeah.
I was thinking serious Legion vibes.
It gave me serious Sucker Punch
Legion.
vibes. Legion. That too,
Yep.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. But it's like the first thing that came to mind was the Sucker Punch vibes, and then yeah, I could see a lot with the Legion. It was pretty interesting because it's just those things that you see they've taken really more risk in their storytelling, because it's like it also gave me those WandaVision vibes where you're like, what the fuck is going on with this? Because it's kind of like it felt like a different TV show right there at that moment, just the way how everything was filmed, the lighting changed. It's like all pure white, and it's just oh, okay. And again, Oscar Isaac's a credit to his acting because again, he pulled that off. That was fantastic. But I want to see what's in the third sarcophagus. That's what it's like, the third sarcophagus. It was like that scene from Seven, like what's in the box? What's in the box?
Yo, let's put our collective like money on the line, what's in the pot kind of thing. Who does everyone think is in the box?
It's Jake.
Well, it's Mark Spector, but not how you think.
You are correct, sir.
It's Mark-
Safe bet, sir. That's a safe bet.
That's a
Yeah.
very safe bet, but I'll put money on that one too.
yeah. It's Mark Spector. That's probably going to be, or not. Wait, did I say Mark? That's the guy's name, right? Mark
Yeah.
Spector?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be him, but he's not going to be a cabbie. Like, and I said this
Right.
last week too.
Yep, we
He's
did.
He's going to be like the hardcore
You mean
version.
Jake? You mean Jake?
Jake Lockley. That's what I was trying to say. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. I think it's Jake.
Yeah.
you
It
know.
has to be.
It's Jake Lockley, but not how you think.
I
Yeah.
still
It's
don't
Jake,
know if
it's
it's
Jake from
Jake.
State Farm. Jake from State Farm.
Still don't know if it's Jake. There's a lot of credence to this like theory that what is it? There's another like person that it could be. I forgot what
The
name
movie
is.
director.
I think so. It's like a he's like a bloodthirsty killer, but like
yeah, I saw
in
this
the comics.
article about that. And I don't think that wasn't a personality of his.
but I think
Maybe
they're adding
people
it.
think they're making that. I don't
Right,
agree
right.
with that though. It has to be Jake, just a different version that we've seen that they recreated for the show, just like they recreated Stephen Grant's character, because he's
Right.
nothing like what we know in the comic books.
Right.
You think so? All right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, that
It made it
that
work
way
for
they
the
give
show.
you. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just
The-
saying they made it work for the show.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that they made it like that way they kind of have it both ways. They can have the fan service part of, look, we gave you Jake Lockley, but also they gave you Jake Lockley in a way you didn't expect, which is kind of a new, which is a different take. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's kind of what I think is going to happen. Now, I did hear one theory that, like in one of the comic books, there was an alter ego that was a movie director, and somebody was theorizing, what if the person in the sarcophagus was Kevin Feige?
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
It's not going to be that.
It's not.
Essentially, it's supposed to be every person we've seen in the show, like who he's interacted with, and everyone has been, everyone from the movie theater. I mean, from the museum, and even seen Crowley there and all that. So essentially, it's probably just another, playing it safe. It's another Oscar Isaac.
Did you catch this?
It could be Poe Dameron, it could be anybody.
It could also be Khonshu. It could also just be Khonshu wanting to be let out because he's been locked up.
Yeah,
That's actually a good point. That's actually a very good point.
You're welcome.
I like that.
No, wait. So there's additional supporting evidence for what Law said, though, right? Because
I just pulled that out of my ass, but thank you.
well, hey, Well pulled. Well pulled. There was a so if you remember, the statue of Khonshu was standing upright.
Mhm.
The sarcophagus also
standing
upright,
upright.
not laying down.
Right. Like
Yeah,
Stevens was.
it's the only. Yeah, interesting.
Right.
Okay. Look at
I like
Pop,
that.
big
I like that it
brain
could
over
be.
here.
I like that it could be Khonshu. However, because of what we've already seen that's how Stephen Grant came out. It could very likely be someone we haven't seen.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah, we're still waiting for that third personality because they've been showing everything in threes, especially at the end of the credits. Because you see the 3 faces of Oscar Isaac. So
he just needs to see too. Like there's that missing time is so apparent that they're waiting for like episode 5 or even 6 because it could even episode 5 could really just be, since he's in a psych ward, it could be about like how Mark becomes Mark and it ends up with him finding Jake, and then
I think he's intended this sequence will be intended to find Khonshu.
Possibly.
Yeah. From Possibly. What I understood, there's a storyline of Khonshu messing with Mark, and they are trapped in a psych ward, and no one believes him that he's actually not crazy. Well, he is crazy, but he doesn't belong there. And
try explaining that one.
Right. But it's the entire series of him trying to get out, and he comes across people he's known his entire life that are also in this psych ward, and it's literally Khonshu fucking with his mind, telling him, bro, don't play with me. Basically, you need me more than I need you. I can fuck up your life in a second, in a heartbeat, so don't mess with me, kind of thing. He was fucking with him, and then for him to get out, he had to do a whole lot of other shit, and only one other person believed him, which I think was Layla. I don't recall, but it's intended for him to reconnect with Khonshu at the end of that story and accept that he is his avatar, whether he likes it or not.
Gotcha.
So let's talk about Go ahead, Palm.
I was just going to say super fast. Did you guys notice that Crowley, who hasn't said a damn word the entire episode, did not shut up through that entire scene?
What's up, Rick?
What's up, Rick?
It was kind of like
what's up, Vic?
What's up, Vic?
He was basically the exact opposite of what he was throughout the rest of the series, right? Throughout the whole series, he didn't say a word. But in that scene, he's doing the bingo calling, and he's just relentlessly talking.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little twisty twist there.
Wait, do we know if it's Crowley?
Yeah.
Did they confirm that?
I think they confirmed it in the casting or in the like they called it in I think it was getting called out in episode 1 when you saw him as the statue in the museum.
It is him.
Yeah.
I don't recall them confirming that, but I could be wrong.
I can type, but
I mean, from what not in the show. I mean, it's speculated, but it hasn't. I don't think it's been confirmed in the actual show.
That's a good point.
I don't know that he's Crawley. I know that they use the same actor because in the psych ward, all of the people we've seen, like, is Steven's boss,
Donna.
There's both cops in there. Who was the other person?
The older woman who was drawing the bird. I can't remember what was her name.
Just to give you all the heads up, it was confirmed that Sean Scott, the actor who played the performer, was portraying the role of Bertrand Crowley.
Okay.
Okay.
They haven't confirmed in the show. See, that's a spoiler.
Spoiler alerts. Anyway, that's what we said. Spoiler alerts. No, we did get a bombshell dropped on with the fact that Mark was there when what's her face's father died. That's what Honey dropped on her, Layla, when her father died, saying that literally that it was Mark. Do we think that it was Mark or was it some other personality in Mark? I mean, let's get everybody's thoughts on that. Let's open up with that one next.
I mean, it could also play on the you also have his other origin
the word,
too.
His partner.
Yeah, his partner, which is part of his origin story, where someone kills him in the desert, and that's when Khonshu finds him. So it could be that his partner did.
That's the character that they're speculating is his third personality. That they're thinking that for the show they're going to combine it somehow. I can't remember that character's name. I'd have to look it up, but that's what they're saying it is.
Bushwhacker.
Yeah, I think it was Bushwhacker because that was something too that people were trying to speculate that Bushwhacker was Bushwhacker or Bushman, whatever his name is. Something starts with a Bush. He's in the comics. So they were hinting that possibly it could be him. Also, Jake, like we hit the end scene. Yeah, again, that's what we're thinking it might be Jake. We're thinking what's up,
What's
Michelle?
going on?
We're thinking it might be Jake, or we're thinking that the show might go through with a whole different personality with the way how they've changed up Steven and Mark's kind of characters in the show. So we wouldn't be surprised if it's a different character, but we are all crossing our fingers for Jake from State Farm. Jake from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm. Are you
I don't
in good
know.
hands?
So,
What are you thinking, Law? Say it out loud.
because you guys brought up a good theory, and I'm trying to make sure that what I'm thinking has legs. Because, all right.
I threw out that
Me
Loki
too.
was Mephisto or something like that during WandaVision.
Listen. I got canned with the Mephisto thing already, so we're not going down that hole.
No.
Because what if it is this Bush whatever guy that killed him, but he also died in the desert or whatever, and he took on his personality as his own, and that's his other alter.
Could that have been where Jake emerges from?
Probably
That trauma.
Right. Like I almost think that he's manifesting somebody that obviously is like this terrible person, but now who's long gone, long dead. Jake probably killed him himself, and now he's that evil version of this character.
It would make for an interesting twist with the character with where it feels
Just
like
me how like I would write it, like don't have it be Jake, or at least initially be Jake or Mark, but something that he inherited.
Wait, before that, Michelle, watch that because Tone will bet you a sandwich for that one.
No, I will only bet sandwiches on some wild bullshit like you did. That was an easy bet. I was like, you put 10,000 to 1 odds. You always bet it, no matter what.
So I got a crazy one for you. I think that it's not. Let's see. I think that it is not going to be Bushmaster. That is the third personality, and I'll tell you why. Because Bushmaster, the character, was already in as the character as opposed to the sandwich. I don't know, but the Bushmaster was already in Luke Cage.
Well,
and if they're planning on bringing back
Bushman. Hold on.
Oh, was it?
It's Raoul Bushman. That's the
yeah. So it's not
wrong. That killed Mark.
Wrong Bush. I'm just gonna leave that there. I'm just gonna play with this here.
Hashtag wrong Bush. There we go.
Hashtag
get that
wrong
trending.
Bush. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, we do. Mephisto has their personality.
Time out. Bushman is supernaturally resurrected by the criminal overlord, the Hood, using Dormammu's powers.
Oh.
He recruits Ghost Rider for foes.
Is this Bushmaster or?
This is Bushmaster.
Bushmaster, okay.
Oh, Bushman. Sorry, Bushman.
Yeah,
See,
Bushman.
I keep saying wrong.
Bushman is Moon Knight. Bushmaster is.
Yeah, there is. There's different Bushmasters. Again, there's been so many. That's Marvel's had it. There's been a lot of Captain Americas.
I mean, shit, Kraven the Hunter's a Bushmaster. I don't fucking.
we'll see what Sony does with that. But
they'll just make a movie called Bushmaster, and it'll be all the Bushmasters in the multiverse.
Into the multi-bush.
I haven't been to a party like that in years. What? That doesn't make sense. What?
Sounds like a regular night in Vegas, Pong.
There was a time.
Oh shit, that's a trend. I do love the ending. Let's talk about the ending because that was very fun to see because we did get what was it? I'm not gonna butcher the name. Taweret. Taweret is the Egyptian goddess of fertility and childbirth. What do you think that is the meaning of this god suddenly appearing in this beautiful episode? This really weird hippo type character.
I think this character is here to help Khonshu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
because
probably the only god who believes her.
Right.
He believes him, excuse me.
Yeah, I think
someone
that's
hinted that it's like a birth regrowth kind of thing. Exactly. I forgot what the exact term was.
To reconnect with Khonshu. I think the whole point is to get his power back because he's lost it at this point.
Yeah.
And heal from the 2 gunshot wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's essentially what they're using it for. We haven't really seen the Egyptian gods aside from Khonshu like do anything fun aside from,
sit on a pedestal.
do the Wayback Machine and then locking him up. That was about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be pretty interesting when we get a full picture. So the character's design is appearance of a hippo, but the arms of a lion and the tail and legs of a crocodile.
I missed the arms.
That's
Yeah,
the
but-
If they had
description.
the arms of a lion,
That's what it says in the description of the character. I'm like, that's an interesting design right there.
Huh.
Yeah, but a lot of the Egyptian gods are like, are essentially
Yeah.
just a hodgepodge of
Mhm.
of parts and stuff.
Yes, Rick. Ethan Hawke is an absolutely prime on the show, and it's the fact that he was able to switch, and then all of a sudden he's playing this psychiatrist in Stevens. Again, yeah, we got to give it a tribute because like there's been a lot of great acting on this show, and how you're seeing like people play multiple characters, especially now when we get into that psych ward scene, and how everybody was just like a different character from what they were playing on the show. Like you had the just everybody playing the patient, and you had the wards and everything. And then Ethan Hawke just again, it's been really great having Ethan Hawke play this role of Henry, and then as the psychiatrist, and then the mustache threw me off though. That's like mustache. But go ahead, take it over for me. I'm gonna keep rambling. What else did we get in? No, what else did we get in this episode? Because I'm just
we got a lot. So like
Yeah.
we still got the reveal with because it was often alluded to, especially with the episode before with Mark killing Layla's dad.
Yeah.
And that whole exchange between Arthur and Layla was fucking amazing. Because it's something that she kind of had a feeling about, more or less. And for it to just kind of be out there now changes the entire dynamic. Because while she is like probably really, oh shit, Mark just died in front of me, she's like, I'd kill him myself if I got a chance.
but she's feeling Steven.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Because Steven is
The
Mark, like the version of Mark that he wanted to be for Layla. He's everything that Layla is, or ideally likes.
Yeah.
He's well read. He likes all the same things she's into. All like in the first episode, we see a lot of the similarities between the two, and I think that was created, or not even created, because where I'm pretty sure Steven is like a long time alter of his, but I think Steven developed certain things, especially after
his experience with Layla.
Exactly. So like when him and Layla got together, she probably knew about Moon Knight, knew about like, missing time, but didn't know that he was Steven. But Steven's in the background and he's like developing Steven, or Steven's getting developed.
I don't think
And now,
I think he wait a minute, because he was already, according to what he said, he already was having the issue, the mental issue problem, but was he already conscious Avatar
he's alters long before he was Moon Knight.
Yeah, what I'm saying, was he conscious Avatar prior to meeting Layla or after?
Yeah, it was prior, because she mentions this. She mentions the suit.
Right. So then why does Khonshu want her instead?
I think he's using that for to motivate Mark. I think that because he keeps
it could
saying
be a motivate Mark thing, but I think, isn't it also something to do with I think they mentioned it. It was something like she's better suited because of her father, or like what she does, like she has more thirst for vengeance than he does, or something like that. Like I forget what it is, but it's something like his goals and who she is and whatnot lines up more with Khonshu. Like Khonshu's like, I can get her to easily work for me versus you, who gives me lip every 5 seconds.
Okay. That works, I guess, and it's also inconsistent with his personalities.
Yeah.
So speaking of Khonshu's manipulation,
Mm-hmm.
I have a whacked out theory.
Let's do it. I'm here for it.
Okay. All right. Get out your yarn and your pictures of various Marvel characters, but first and foremost, we gotta smooth all those wrinkles in your brain right out of there. Okay?
Oh no.
Okay, here we go.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna give Pong the floor for this one.
Oh God. All right. What if Khonshu released Steven, or basically like kind of helped him bubble up, right? Specifically because Steven was kind of a derp at what he was doing, and it would lead to Khonshu getting caught. Now you're like, that's ridiculous. Why would he do that? Now this is not going to happen. This is not a theory. There should be no bets. No one even bet even half a sandwich on this.
Not even a crumb.
Not even a crumb. But what if? What if the reason that Khonshu wanted to be caught was so that he would be a statue and not a god when Gore the God Butcher came around?
Oh shit!
I don't. But how would he be able to
What?
predict that?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a god.
So
Shit in his pants. It's like the one
I
gore.
don't think he's.
if they're playing to the comics, remember we said it last week. Khonshu is a part of the innate pantheon, but he's not originally from that pantheon.
Okay.
Remember, he's older than that pantheon.
That's right.
So if he has ties to anything cosmic, he may know of things happening like galaxies away with fucking Gore. So
Not
like,
if he's occupied with
I'm here. Oh no, I'm
Avatar
100% for
life.
it. I'm 100% here for it. I like. Listen, it's crazy. It's crazy. It should not be a thing. Ania, thank you.
Yeah.
Ania. But yeah, like it's crazy, Pong. But I'm 100% supportive.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
It doesn't have a lot of legs to it, but it has just enough to like stand right now.
Right. And the other thing too, the other reason I don't think it'll happen is because if it was, then they would have saved this series for closer to the Gore the God Butcher stuff in Thor.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have.
Also, too, don't forget that some stuff.
April, like Love and Thunder comes out next month?
July.
Or July?
May we get
we get Multiverse of Madness next month.
We get Multiverse of Madness next week.
It really depends on where this falls, because if they're gonna link, because like it hasn't followed the formula where we're linking the Marvelverse to it, because a lot of people still haven't seen that link yet in the MCU and where this falls in.
He obviously knew something.
Yeah. But no, that would be very interesting if it does lead into that with the setup of the gods and all, because we know Love and Thunder is going to be pretty much setting up different pantheons, and with Gore the God Butcher. And we know this for a fact that Marvel has always played with pantheons of gods. Like they used to have this whole thing in some comics, like you see that in Thor, What If, where there were just like meanings of different gods, where Zeus, Odin, and different gods from different other pantheons would sit there, and it was kind of like they were kind of like the Illuminati in some way of different things.
Good question for you, because you would know this. When these gods are all there, is it their full versions, or is it like they're extending a piece of consciousness there, but they're still
it's their full versions, because again, they even showed it too in the comic What If. It wasn't a What If comic. It was a comic where if Marvel was doing something where every universe was ending, like it was called Marvel the End, where it involved Thanos rewriting some wrongs, where the universe was ending, where Akhenaten came through to destroy the whole Marvel universe. He was pretty much enslaving the Earth, killed a bunch of heroes. The gods were trying to have a meeting with to try to stop Akhenaten, and then Akhenaten got into that plane where they would meet, because it was like a separate plane of existence, and pretty much killed all the gods with the exception of Zeus and Thor, who at the time Thor had taken the place of Odin, and he had pulled them out from there. So it was a pretty interesting comic. At the very end, obviously Thanos won, killed the entire Marvel universe, and Adam Warlock, who was in a pocket dimension, said, "Thanos, what did you do?" He refitted everything, and it acted that the events never happened. So he was like, yeah, the universe was collapsing in on itself, and they didn't want to listen to me, and then Thanos had a fit and killed all the heroes and just absorbed them into himself. It was a great read. It was a great read, by the way. It was like, holy shit, they killed the entire Marvel universe. Yeah, it's called The End. It was like a special series that Marvel was doing called The End, so they were reimagining like what would the end. That one was it was a one book. It was called Marvel The End. But there were other titles, like they had Iron Man The End, where it was like this would be like the final moments for Iron Man. They had X-Men The End, which was pretty dope. They were all really great books. And that one was just like I feel like one that take place more in the mainstream Marvel universe because Thanos was always going for that power play, was always involved in those big crossovers like the Infinity War and Infinity Rings. And it made sense because that's when they introduced the plot of the Infinity Well, which was a pool he dived in and absorbed all the powers to become something beyond a god.
We got some good theories on
these
this
are
episode.
one shots I see, and they have several titles that's published
Yep.
the end. Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
If based on like Marvel's track record, they go to like the most random nook and cranny of a comic source, and they're just like, "This will be cool," and they sprinkle it, and they go, "We thought you wouldn't notice, but we did. We fucking caught you guys because that's what we're doing now."
Yep.
But
So-
it would be pretty interesting if they're taking Moon Knight and Thor to introduce this pantheon of gods to it, because that would again be something that Marvel fans for many years got to enjoy in the comics, because it's like it just opens up another version of the Marvel universe where also too Mephisto was involved in that pantheon as one of the representatives of hell, and there have been many leaders of hell, which has been Mephisto, Blackheart. I forget the other guy's name when he had a face up here and a face on his stomach. Dormammu. So it's like a lot of them were involved in that. Dormammu. I can never say that guy's name. He's like it's just Doorrmm. He has a lot of M's and R's in his name. The guy with the hell head, the guy with the fiery head. That's not Ghost Rider.
Prince Abubu. Like, come on, man.
I seem to bargain.
He's Prince Abubu. Yeah. Totally.
We know my track record since Game of Thrones.
Oh man, you were going well until Dramumu.
What?
I think Dramumu is the new Daenerys.
I'm gonna make it.
Daenerys.
Oh
Jesus.
man.
It's okay. It's okay,
Oh,
Seabass. We forgive you.
But as we've been doing, because with every fourth episode we start coming up with crazy theories. I think this has been a great show to like introduce a lot of things. Because if we're gonna get gods, we can do very well do that with Khonshu and the rest of the Egyptian gods. But on the other side, we all half expect to get by the end of this to get Midnight Suns. So we're looking like, where's Blade and where's Black Knight?
We know where Blade and Black
Well,
Knight.
I think eventually we'll get Midnight Suns. I don't think we're gonna get it at the end of this. I think we got to figure out what the major team up's gonna be, and then we'll get
a version of them
later.
And I'm sure
You don't think that they're gonna leave Moon Knight to his own devices?
I think they're gonna. Well, I think he's gonna be a part of something. Ideally we're gonna get some sort of post credit and figure out how they're gonna bring him in. But figuring out what we're gonna do with Black Knight and all that, I don't even know when Eternals 2 is happening. Like the way they ended Eternals, it feels like it's so cosmic and left fields. What are those characters are going to do? Like, I feel like we're going to see Whitman in the Blade movie. Yeah. Like, I feel like he may show up in the Blade movie and maybe Oscar Isaac shows up there. Maybe.
Right.
Okay.
I that's a good way to look at it there. I mean, as far as it's too soon for us to get a Midnight Suns. There are so many characters that MCU
they don't need to
world
give us Midnight Suns. They need to show the Midnight Suns. They don't need to give us that.
They're kind of giving us pieces already, similar to Young Avengers.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're getting that now as far as with different things that have been introduced so far. Starting with what happened in Eternals. I think that eventually it could lead there. However, I mean, I don't know how they plan on making him fit in the overall universe. If it will, in certain parts, but
Seabass has a question or a comment.
No. I have a theory. I have a theory because I want to think about how you said. Like,
anything.
I know. I don't want to introduce you. It's class. Okay. No. So theory here, because like you said about like how they're giving us bits and pieces of the Young Avengers, and like we'll get bits and pieces of the Midnight Suns. What if? And we'll go with what if yes, thank you, Paul. I needed it. Just give me the needed. What if by the end of Moon Knight we get the introduction of the MCU version of Ghost Rider?
I hope it's the one from Agents of
He
S.H.I.E.L.D.
was a Midnight Sun.
We were saying that last week. We were hoping it's him too.
I don't know.
What if that?
How do you tie in Ghost Rider with what's going on right now in Moon Knight?
Because
is this.
there's so many threats. They don't need to deal with the same threats that the Avengers or anybody else is dealing with. They deal with completely other left field threats.
But also
and with
too,
multiverse happening, they're kicking open the door for a whole bunch of shit to come through.
but also too, think about this. Eternals had Blade at the end. Why would Blade be involved in the Eternals? Talking to Dane Whitman.
But
This
hold on, that was more of a teaser at the end trailer to
Yeah.
introduce something different, not in the whole of the Eternal
And like,
movie.
and that was a teaser,
really?
like
Yeah.
end credit
Yeah.
teaser, which is like a deep cut.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't even the main end credit; it was a second end credit, and just to give Whitman a place in it, kind of thing. I don't know if that would apply for Moon Knight in what we've seen so far, unless it's like some random end credit teaser that has nothing to do with the show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What if they do that, where it has nothing to do with the show, but to set something up way later for the characters?
So I feel like we would have to kind of know who it is. Like he would need to show up. So even with like when we got what's her name's character in Winter Soldier, Valentina, right? Lady Hydra. Like she shows up like in a regular scene, and then she has her post credit later on, like building stuff up. So for us to get a random character to show up, we would need to have them show up in the actual ensemble piece, and then we'll get a little bit more. Like even if they decide to pick the dude from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and everyone's like, holy shit, it's the actor from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he's Ghost Rider, but you don't really know he's Ghost Rider like until that end credit scene, because he's already showed up. I don't think they're gonna bring in someone brand new.
I mean, it's just speculation, but it would be fun if they did something.
No, it
like
would
that.
be fun. It's just we have got 2 episodes left. I'm still trying to figure out like what's
where's it going
doing?
right
Where's
now?
Where's it going?
There's not a whole lot of time left, and obviously, if they're gonna focus on next episode of him re-attaining Khonshu, the Hippo God helping him come back to life, getting his power back, going through the whole sequence of maybe finding that third personality or unlocking Khonshu, whoever it may be in that box. Then the last episode would be kicking ass and getting the conclusion of fucking Harrow up and saving the world. I mean, what else?
I don't know if it's gonna be fucking Harrow up. I think it's gonna be fucking what's her name?
Amet.
The god?
Amet.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
So you think we'll see him resurrect Amet? It'll go that far?
Yeah, I think that in the next one's going to be springing Khonshu out of jail, and at the same time they're going to resurrect Amet, and then that's when the season when that episode's going to close.
Yeah,
I think I brought it before, but do you really think it's Amet or it's another god posing as Amet?
It could very well be, but we don't know.
Because I don't know enough about Amet to know. Love you, Dave. Appreciate it. I don't know enough about Amet to like know about like what Arthur is like spewing. But
what he's saying is legit.
So what he's saying is legit.
Amet,
what if someone's
Amet
using that?
Yeah, Amet judges your soul.
Yeah,
they weigh your heart against a feather. If it's heavier, then she eats your soul and you burn in hell. If it's higher, you get to live with the gods. Like that's legit how it works. That's why they keep your. That's why they, the heart is so important during mummification. It doesn't go in a canopic jar because they need it when they do their stuff. So,
but like someone was saying, like, why would they let Arthur get away with all of what he's doing in Amet's name if he seems a little sketchy? You know
but he curbed the question. Remember, they didn't really press him about the Amet stuff. He completely flipped it on what Khonshu's doing.
Right.
It was so weird. Like, why would they take that?
Which I thought was odd.
A weird episode of People's Court.
It was
really.
It was a bit weak that these gods are getting hoodwinked by a fucking random guy, and he isn't even. Yeah.
It's like, I was in the bank when it got robbed, and I was holding the gun, but that don't mean I robbed the place. Come on, come on, this guy. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. So Tone said this along.
The hardening of Pharaoh's heart is in the Bible, she said. What was the second line?
The Bible is because he won't pass through their version of the afterlife. Huh, interesting. So Tone touched on this a second ago with the Eternals, and this is something that's been kind of bothering me. I've seen Morbius. It was okay. I've seen all the TV shows that have come out after that. I've seen Spider-Man. Why is no one talking about the giant god that's sticking out of the ocean? There's at the end of Eternals.
I know
a
new landmass.
Yeah,
there's a new
that's
landmass
wild to me. Yeah,
on the planet.
I do we know as far as time frame wise when this actually happens in terms of Moon Knight, in terms of Spider-Man, in terms of it definitely happens after the snap.
Yeah,
or the snap back.
It happens after Endgame. It's all, but I don't. I mean, I'm sure. I think Marvel has an official timeline.
I mean, it also would determine where. I mean, does that fall at the same time as Spider-Man is happening? Does it fall at the same? I don't know where Moon Knight is in the overall MCU timeline. But for far as this movies itself, we may get a reference to it in Doctor Strange, because that's in the aftermath of Spider-Man and possibly also in Eternals.
Facts,
maybe
Michelle,
Shang-Chi.
facts.
Yeah, they're oh wait, you got it. Yeah, it's a lot happening in the MCU. There's just so many things. I guess it's all happening at the same time for too many people to notice, because you got Spider-Man with all the stuff happening in New York. You got
between they're saying Shang-Chi and No Way Home
is when
is
what
Eternals?
Happened?
Yeah, which and then Moon Knight happens. Marvel has not stated where Moon Knight actually fits in. But there are but they do mention the globe. There is a I remember seeing it. There is a nugget to the global reparation console in Moon Knight, which is Falcon and Winter Soldier stuff.
Right.
But like I would still, I don't know. I always thought like I was always curious if they would have connected the fact of where Mark was working was the same place where Circe was at, or which would make sense to, to your point about bringing in Black Knight, because he works there. So that would be interesting if maybe they interacted there. And I think that's a plausible way to bring them together, because they could be at the same museum.
Right.
Was it in fact the same museum, or you're speculating?
No, I'm speculating. I'm saying it would have been cool, because you're doing the London thing. There is a connection, but between all of their their gallivanting and all that other stuff. So it would have been. And I recently was rewatching Eternals because I figured I haven't seen it again, and I remember I thought about it. I was like, oh wait a minute, this could have been interesting.
Right. I want to touch up on Michelle's point, because I guess that is true. After the world's been snapped, it's like what more can you surprise the world with? It's like I think parts of the world had just grown numb. Like, it's just another day on this planet Earth. Like
New York has seen a lot of shit.
Yeah,
like between the events of like the first Avengers movie to now, they have the Spider-Man stuff going on. They're just like, it is.
But they won't even remember what happened. Well, they don't remember what happened with Spider-Man.
Let's just say that Jake from State Farm does not like his job in the MCU.
Yeah, none of them.
Jake from State Farm is working for Damage Control now.
Yeah,
facts.
That insurance coverage.
Paying insurance for Damage Control, like that's.
It took me a second to realize what you guys are referring to, but okay, I get the joke.
Oh man,
I was a little bit late.
Yeah. Oh, that's Can you imagine? You're just riding the subway on your way to work, and all of a sudden, like, the MTA is not running at this time because the whole paging downtown. Shocker is shocking. Yeah, imagine.
Don't need a pandemic to work from home. They got superheroes acting like assholes, man.
Nationwide is on his side.
Oh my god!
I'm kind of surprised that New York hasn't already banned superheroes in addition to large sodas.
David, is definitely a thumbs up for me. Worth watch by the merits of MCU. I did miss the last part of that question.
Oh, sorry.
I mean,
merits of the story or MCU storyline. It's definitely worth the watch. Very good so far. I think that Oscar Isaacs makes this character his own.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we just are a little bit confused of where it falls in the overall MCU universe. But so far so good. I have no complaints with this show.
I love you, Atlas.
Yeah, that's funny.
Awesome.
But yeah, David, you should definitely watch if you haven't yet.
If you're gonna stay with the whole idea, everything we watched was all in Mark's head. The whole turn the sky backwards never happened.
It's not all in his head.
Yeah.
Not all of it. No, the asylum is definitely in
To
his
the
head.
point.
Yeah.
I mean, the asylum ends up being it, but it could also be something more designed for him. In turn, I know it's to find
To
conscience.
internalize what's happening outside.
Right.
Yeah.
Safety
He's just
mechanism.
Oh,
real mental issues.
speaking of which, here we go.
Reason.
Here's another deep dive. I rewatched it today, right? But no, no.
I'll fuck with you. I'll fuck with you.
This is a lot smaller than that one.
Oh, this isn't a smooth brain.
No, this isn't a smooth brain one. This isn't Pong's smooth brain take. This so what this one is, okay, so did anybody catch what Arthur Harrow said, like right about the time that Mark was kind of like freaking out, like right before he took off? It was like, hey, you shot me, blah blah blah. What he was saying was, I had the exact same things that you had, blah blah blah, and starts naming off all of these conditions.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wonder if the reason that Harrow was picked up was by Khonshu, because he's
For having the same similar condition as far as his disorder. But then he says that once Khonshu's gone, it's quiet. Remember when he comes back, it's like it must be quiet now that he's not there. What if Harrow was the cause of his own mental breakdown, or took the mental illness with him? Because he did say everything was quiet after.
And I don't want Michelle to spoil it, but I want to know if the asylum scene takes place where it takes place. Yeah,
they do.
Yeah,
I like that. I'm not going to touch up any more on it because I think Val hit with an exclamation point on Dave's question too, because it's been a great show to jump onto, because it's not your typical Marvel show. Again, they are really show that they're taking more of a risk with storytelling.
Yeah,
because you saw it with WandaVision, you saw Loki. Like each of the Marvel shows, you can actually stack them up together, and each one feels like a different genre, and they actually fit for the characters.
This one has the most slow burn out of all of them.
It does. It does have the most slow burn.
Most slow burn.
But
sure.
I think
really?
I'm thinking because Falcon Winter Soldier didn't have me as intrigued as this one does.
Until the fourth episode.
I don't know that Falcon Winter Soldier was meant for intrigue.
Falcon and Winter Soldier opened up with like an action sequence.
Right.
I guess so.
I think you're meant for like just to be grabbed and told something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. I agree.
Yeah, I think I also would want. Like, I think we're all just kind of waiting for
this one.
For what's his name to lose his go crazy. I think that's kind of the whole time we were watching that show. It was like, all right, when's fake Captain America gonna do something stupid?
Yep,
basically, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wish Captain America.
Yeah, essentially.
Captain America at home.
Listen, it fit the I loved what Falcon Winter Soldier, because they really did follow a lot of the comic lore, especially with how they did it. With the problems of like how it was in the 80s that they addressed it. Like, when Walker took over the Captain America mantle, they were like, the U.S. government was like, do we give it to Nick Fury or do we give it to Sam Wilson? And like, well, the world's not ready for a black Captain America, and they addressed it in the show, which is like, it was pretty dope. They took stuff that was in the 80s in the comics, and they just did it very, very smooth. I think a lot of people wanted to see Bucky become Captain America, but I was like, they made that was short-lived in the comics when they then passed it on to Sam, because it's like it was a growing a story. It was a passing of the torch to Sam, similar to like how we've seen Bruce Wayne kind of pass the torch to Dick Grayson in the Batman mythos, where Dick for a little while was also Batman, and then Dick came into his own. But yeah, I mean, it's
good night, George.
Night, George.
Night.
Yeah.
Night.
I'll let you know when Joe's ready. Yeah,
Captain America and the
White Wolf. I want it. And that's what they're really setting up Bucky to be, is the White Wolf.
Yep.
I mean, he's been invited.
I think there was actual consideration of, because you know how in Falcon Winter Soldier the end credit when they finally changed it from Falcon to Captain America, I think there was consideration of changing it to Captain and White Wolf. I don't know why they didn't do it, but that would have been the way to go.
Do you think it's because Bucky still has more before he becomes White Wolf?
At this point, I think he's already confronted all his sins. He told the guy he killed the son. Like, I think Bucky at this point he's hitting on Falcon's sister. Like,
he's redeemed his conscience.
I think Sebastian Stan did everything he needed to do, and Bucky can like move forward.
Yeah.
I think that's been one of my favorite arcs. There's Bucky's arc too. Bucky has had a great arc from when it started, from Captain America, First Avenger, and then I mean, for a character that hasn't had his own movie, it's an awesome arc to see how it's played out in the very different movies, and it's just really dope. For those who haven't seen it yet, Marvel Legends really goes, which is on Disney Plus. It really talks about those characters and the backstory and links it all together of what movies connect what characters, which they did for Wanda, they did for Falcon, they did for Bucky, they did for all of them. And it's just, again, to see how their stories have come full circle without these characters having their own direct movies and everything, which shows you that they've really put a lot of love into their characters. And I can't wait to see what other episodes of Legends comes out.
Appreciation for detail with Bucky. And when we first see him in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, while he is still the Winter Soldier and Cap throws the shield at him, he grabs it with his metal arm. What do we see when he's untightening or tightening the boat? He goes, "Why didn't you use your metal arm?" And that's like the like turning of him, like he's no longer the Winter Soldier. He's like, I never think to use this arm because it's not my instinctual arm. Yeah. But when he was when he was a weapon, that was his arm. Like that was his go-to. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't know. I didn't pick up on the details.
I never would have picked up on that.
Yeah. It was such a small detail, but it was really good to show that character development for him.
Right, I agree. That's good.
Although, in the one scene where he picked up, what did he pick up? Like an engine or something like that, or the motor of the boat or something like that. Yeah, when he picked up that, I was just thinking, yeah, your shoulder would fall off. Because that arm is attached to something, and that's your shoulder. And that's...
listen. All we know is Rocket wants that arm.
Not necessarily, because he is enhanced with the super version of the Super Soldier Serum, so he's strong enough to like lift that.
And the arm is from Wakanda, so that goes a long way.
That's
for
true.
me.
That's true. It's
a
version of the what?
Vibranium, isn't it?
No, you said before. You said the version of the Super Soldier. Does that come from Domumu?
Super Soldier Serum. Super Soldier Serum.
Pun caught it. That was funny. I'm sorry. Okay.
I didn't even catch it myself. So thanks for
catching it.
Oh man. I go, it's fun to be a Marvel fan. Why? Because we're getting all so fun stuff. But what was it that came out? Rocket will have that. Yes, he will. He will have that arm one day. I am waiting for that scene to happen where we're seeing Sebastian Stan's character. We're seeing Bucky chase Rocket.
I think Winter Soldier Bucky would end up shaving Rocket before he would ever let him get on.
What I want to see is Rocket with the Dora Milaje. See them do the thing where they tapped off his shoulder and he goes, that's how they did it. And does it to Bucky, and Bucky just get a full chase sequence of them. Like, it would be hilarious.
That would be funny.
Yeah, we got to keep Rocket around after Guardians. We got to put him in something.
I don't know if that's going to happen. I heard something about that Rocket might not make it through something.
No.
They gotta let him live. Don't
say that. I don't want to hear that. No,
I don't have the power to make it happen or not happen. I'm just reporting
that bad juju out there, sir.
I don't know who was speculating that, but they a lie. They a lie.
So
we'll see.
On to the DC side of things, which we know we're not going to get Ezra Miller anymore as Flash because they're most likely going to replace his ass. But what are some of the announcements that you guys heard from
the replacing everybody in DC?
Oh my God, we're getting rid of
Jason Momoa is the last one standing.
Basically, yeah.
Wait, and Batman, right?
Oh no, and Gal Gadot, technically, right?
Gal Gadot.
What? What Gal Gadot do?
Nothing. She's still Wonder Woman.
Oh, she's still there. Oh, okay, got it.
Oh, okay, goodbye. Damn, I thought she was gone. I would have been happy about that one.
Damn.
But they did confirm Batman 2 with Matt Reeves and with Pattinson, and they're saying, or Matt Reeves says it could possibly feature a Robin, which is interesting because that would mean that for sure it takes place at least 2 or 3 years later. Which, if they're going with this storyline, I'm speculating that they're going to do a version of No Man's Land, which would be pretty interesting. And then you get coming out of it, you get Dick, which I'm not sure. I feel like a No Man's Land situation where, like, basically you like everyone's like fighting for their life kind of situation. I would want to see Jason, but obviously we don't have Dick first, so we can't.
Right.
We are getting
With
Jason
how
Titans.
with how early they started this series, it would be too soon to introduce something depending on how fast forward they jump into. I would hope Pattinson bulks up before then and, gives us an actual Bruce Wayne. Let me like him first before you start introducing a Robin to overshadow
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I
wouldn't.
agree. I don't think. I think adding Robin is a bit hasty.
It's a bit, I think that's too quick.
Yeah.
Because I
Let
think
me like him
I think they're
first.
still thinking in trilogies, because that's what a lot of these are. And if for Batman, you need more than a trilogy to get a full sense of not only Batman but the Bat family. If ever
Right.
you're going to introduce the Bat family and you try to do it in 3 movies, we're going to get our Chris O'Donnell. I love Chris O'Donnell, but we did not get a proper Dick Grayson.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like either it's just trying to figure out, like, do you want Batman, or like, are you gonna do?
Do we
Yeah,
still
for
count
sure. We
those
still have a lot of
Batman
time.
movies, guys? I mean, the Batman and Robin and Batman Forever was just straight trash.
That was trash. Yeah, that was pizza that you don't really eat. You have a couple bites of it.
That's
And
Batman
I'm
Forever.
like-
I've got a soft spot for Batman and Robin.
That's just because
Really?
you
Yeah.
watched it like a million times as a kid. You
I
probably
mean,
had it on
honestly, I have a
VHS.
I have a soft spot for Batman Forever, but Batman and Robin was rough.
Yeah. I mean, you know what it is? Honestly,
Bat
it's
nipples.
Arnold Schwarzenegger for me. If it wasn't for Arnold Schwarzenegger,
It's Jim Carrey and
That's-
Jim Carrey and fucking
yeah, I don't really
Jim
give a
Carrey,
shit
I
about.
love.
freeze.
I love.
I don't care
James
about
Earl
George
Jones.
Clooney. Like, I think,
I mean,
Chill-
James Earl Jones. Tommy Lee
Chill
Jones.
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I love Arnold. I love the campiness of his puns.
Take
Yeah,
a chill pill.
yeah.
That was the worst one,
It
though.
was so terrible.
It's
so
awful.
bad.
It's awful.
However, I do love Jim Carrey. I do like the nostalgia of seeing these characters, the fun side of them on this, but it's not good. Both were very bad.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
They're
you.
not-
Thank
they're
you,
not good.
Michelle.
They're not. I'm not sitting here saying they're good. I just said I have a soft spot. Vastly
But
different.
I get it. I get it. I mean, I still love, because of how much I watched the original Batman as a kid and Batman Returns. We had it on VHS. I'm naturally grown to that. I don't care how many times I've seen the Dark Knight series. Yes, I like them, but do they hold up to what I grew up with? For me, it's not the same.
Listen,
And that's more sentimental value than anything else.
I know
There-
something was wrong with Batman Forever when Batman was driving a glow stick for a bat car.
Mm.
That shit had more lights on it than a disco club. I'm like, how is that the Batmobile? That shit's glowing in the dark.
It was the 90s. Yes,
It
it was in
was-
the 90s.
That's a product
yeah.
of the '90s car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
but
was
you
a
went.
crazy time.
But the thing is, this you went from that awesome Tim Burton Batmobile to this fucking glow stick. This shit
That
was
was
like
so
blue
dumb.
lights all over it. I'm like, they're gonna see you a mile away. How are you the Dark Knight? More like the Shiny Knight. That was bad. Yeah, the movies
Yeah.
were bad. It was.
I'll
just-
show you my metal plated.
Ooh, I remember when you put that together.
Ooh.
Built this one. And the 1969 Batmobile as well.
So
TV show.
now I can exchange stuff with you because I have a Batman collection too, but I'm gonna need that car, that first car.
No. I made this. I bought this metal kit in Comic Con. I think one year I was with BC Bass, and it sat there for a while. And then, like a year or two later, I decided, oh, let me mess with these, and I bought the tools that I wanted to do it, and stood there for hours with rubber gloves on, trying to put them all together. It was just so much fun. And now they sit in front of my TV as decoration, collecting dust.
No, I still remember that Comic Con where at that Sunday that guy wanted to get rid of that Thundercats castle and you got to steal on it.
I still have that. Don't judge me. I
Nope.
do have Thundercats toys.
Wouldn't even think.
Oh, judge.
No judgment here.
It's so
No,
bad.
that's been fun. I mean, yeah, it's been fun in geekdom. We're hearing that Jim Carrey may retire from acting, so don't know how that's gonna do for Sonic 3. We know Tone has seen Sonic 2 and signed off
I
on it.
also saw it. I thought it was
I will
actually
see it
really
at some
good.
point. I will see it at some point.
Really?
It was
Yes.
a lot of fun.
Very nostalgic. It hit points that I wanted to see for a Sonic movie, honestly. And I that's what I liked about it. People, if you get past the fact that Jim Carrey isn't fat like Robotnik, he plays Robotnik well.
Hmm.
And I love Jim Carrey made this movie for me. Crazy, stupid, and very campy, and Sonic related, it just worked for me. And I like that they introduced Tails. Knuckles was extreme. His character, Idris Elba, did a great job with it.
Mhm.
It is a kids movie, obviously. It's Sonic. However, definitely took me back to growing up playing the original games and hearing the coins fall off and seeing the movement. It was very good for me.
Yeah,
Sonic.
it really leaned in on the video game aspect of what the Sonic is about. Where like the first one was really just like toe in the water. This one like jumped in,
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
going
indeed.
full hog with a gun and the
Sega.
emeralds and just all of it. And you know, the little things they added to it, like that you see in the game, and then
Mhm.
the Easter egg at the end with Sonic 3. So it was really good. It was a lot of fun.
The bee machines that they introduced, that also the snowboarding in certain worlds, the water world that everybody hates, and he has to grab the bubble
And he has to suck
the
the
air
bubble.
ball.
Yep.
I thought that was like so. I'm like, I'm glad they incorporated that.
Yeah, I
So
was like, that's why he
it
can't
worked.
swim.
Yeah. And the fact that he can't swim. I mean, I always hated the water worlds in every Sonic. I actually hate water worlds in every game that they put them in. But the Sonic ones used to frustrate me to no end because they would never find a bubble fast enough.
I just think it's funny that Sonic had a more
The
successful.
first disagreement between Michelle and Val.
You love the water world? No.
I'm gonna say I have to say it's funny how Sonic has a more popular movie franchise than Mario did.
No.
It's like, yeah.
Absolutely not.
You had to bring it around to Chris
What?
Pratt.
Not Chris Pratt. I'm talking about the original Mario. You remember
John
that?
He's-
Leguizamo one.
Yeah. Like, what's your name?
Oh, it's about the
Mario.
Oh, okay. I thought we were
Oh,
bringing
I
up
thought
the
you
new
were
one.
talking about
No, okay.
Mario over
No,
Sonic
I'm talking
games.
about the
Like
movies.
what?
The movies.
Well,
That's
you're talking.
oh. First
Just
of all,
the
Oh,
one
the guy from
movie.
Roger Rabbit.
It was one movie and the cartoon
John
show.
Leguizamo.
We don't call it the cartoon. We're talking about the movie. We're talking about the movie because of both Sonic and Mario had great cartoon shows.
Mhm.
But in terms of the movie,
I can see the guy in my head. I know who he is. He's the guy from Who
can see
Framed
that.
Roger Rabbit.
Yes, I know who you're talking
Bob
about
Hoskins.
exactly.
Bob
Yeah.
Hoskins. That's it. Yes, that's it.
I actually, growing up, obviously Mario Brothers. We all played Mario Brothers from Nintendo, Super
didn't
Nintendo, so
age
far.
well.
If you go back and watch it, it's probably one of the worst movies you will ever see. But as a kid, not knowing any better, it was good for what it was.
The Mario
As a-
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
No,
very
no, that was
confused.
terrible.
I was confused by the Koopas. I saw that shit as a kid. I was like, I don't know. What are these Koopas? What is
Right.
what is this?
I was just
Oh,
excited
also,
to
why
see
does
someone from a video
Bowser
game
looked
on
like
TV.
Bowser.
Yeah, I was like,
Right.
where's my big dinosaur lizard? Like, why?
Yeah.
Why is this white man here?
I wanted a big turtle show.
It's funny.
Close, but I did not spit it out. You caught me mid drink. You almost had me. Almost.
Had me in the first half, not gonna lie.
Listen, I'm look, I know, you know, no one's excited for Chris Pratt to be Mario, but I'm here for Charlie Day to be Luigi. So, you know, that's gonna
I wasn't aware we were getting
Oh.
another Mario movie.
Yeah, we are. And
My
Pong,
condolences, but you are.
Pong is very excited for it. Pong is like a super fan. He got tickets for day one.
know
So wait,
You know what?
they cast Chris Pratt as Mario, Luigi?
Yeah, they did the whole cast already.
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead, Pong.
I had a revelation over the past couple days. And this hurts. This really hurts. It feels like ash in my mouth.
Oh, Charlie Day, got it.
But it's not always Chris.
I wish we knew.
It's
I
not
wish we knew.
always Chris Pratt's fault.
Yes!
Bowser?
Oh,
Yes!
no, don't make it hurt.
Pong.
Don't make it
What's
hurt
happened
worse.
to Pong? Look at
Pong.
him.
Don't make it
Pong.
hurt worse. No,
Did you
here's the
actually
thing.
say that out loud?
I did. I
What
did.
is
On,
it?
on,
what did he say?
on
Wait,
live
let's
air?
Let's give Pong some music. Go.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh.
No,
It's not-
okay, so I came to the realization.
It's not sad enough music, by the way.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, not
That's
even
as sad as
close.
I got.
I mean, like piano music, like, you know.
Pong got
anyway.
proud of you.
But no. So here's the deal. Is it his fault for the time travel movie? Yes. He was the director. He was the guy. He was the executive producer. All that stuff. It was his fault for that. But the fault lies with does not lie with Chris Pratt for the Avengers movie, or for Thor, Endgame, all that. His character sucks, but that's not Chris Pratt's fault. It's the directors of all those that made him that way, and the writers that made him that way. Because in the first movie, like he was a childish dork, and by the end of that movie, he was good, right? But then in the next movie and the next movie and the next movie, he got worse. He didn't get better. There was no character development. There was character undevelopment. But that's not Chris Pratt's fault. So Chris Pratt, your time travel movie was garbage.
Chris Pratt did nothing wrong.
That's not true. Chris Pratt did some things wrong.
Oh my god!
I happen to love Chris Pratt,
we caught that
and I
on
don't
air.
care what any of you guys said. I love Chris Pratt.
You love a lot of things that you're not supposed to, and I just feel bad at this point.
Excuse
me. I
me.
just feel bad.
Not supposed to?
Yeah.
Listen, Val. The fact that
Jurassic World wasn't bad in any way.
We need opposing opinions here. I do like the new Jurassic movies, though. I enjoy them for what they are.
Thank you.
They're popcorn flicks.
Absolutely.
But she paid money for Morbius, and it makes me, you know.
Who says I paid?
I thought you support, but how you supporting Marvel then? You support everything Marvel does.
I don't pay for the movie.
She didn't pay for it.
I'm a girl. I don't. If I gotta pay for my own movies, what? Hold on.
Oh man.
Wait a minute.
Like what movie we seen?
Something I'm doing wrong.
If you're paying, we're gonna go see Morbius.
Thank you, Michelle.
Oh my god.
I'm dead.
Yeah. So wait a minute. How can you be like, no, Jurassic Park is cool, but you can't go see Morbius because it sucks? Like I view Morbius as a popcorn movie too.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah.
I appreciate that point.
It's just because we're coming back to this shit from last week. My God,
I'm giving us until
you started it by getting on me.
We started at the beginning. We started at the beginning. My whole thing is like
2-minute warning.
It has gotten to the point that anything with Marvel just has you have a specific expectation when you see something Marvel. And the fact of the matter is that Sony will not give up their shit to Marvel or let Marvel help. So I know I'm not getting a product of quality to the existing 10 years of good that I've had. And it's not going to fit in. And it's just them trying to keep the Spider-Man franchise as they keep pumping more and more movies with Spider-Man characters without Spider-Man.
I got the best argument for you, Tone, and the best comparison. Marvel is Amazon. Sony is Marvel's Wish. That's it. Wish. That's it. They're giving us the Wish version of Marvel.
No.
What do you mean?
No.
Just no.
Okay.
No, I disagree. I disagree. There you go.
El Muerte does not disagree.
Like we said, it's okay to be wrong sometimes.
No,
Well,
you're first of all, okay. I understand Tone's opinion about it being not as good as
opinion is
the
valid.
MCU. Absolutely. Right, exactly. Your opinion is valid. Not being as good as MCU is accurate. However, it didn't stop us from watching any of the movies that Sony dished out. It didn't stop us from watching any of the trash that Fox dished out. You know,
yeah.
I've just become wiser in what I spend my money on in superhero movies.
I kind of just stopped with the Fox and Sony Marvel movies. It got to a point I was like, enough.
What was the last X-Men movie you watched?
The last X-Men movie that I paid for in the theater was Days of Future Past. That was the last one I paid for. I'm not going to say I didn't watch some of them, like either I illegally streamed them or I watched them on
support
HBO.
that. I don't support that.
Whatever, listen, you get dates to pay for your shit. I got to find out an illegal streaming. We all got our ways of finding shit.
Oh my God.
But no, real talk. The last Fox Marvel movie I paid to see in the theaters was Days of Future Past. Now, and also to be completely fair and transparent, once we had kids, our selection of movies to spend our time in the theater shrunk considerably, and they were only MCU movies. Because if I'm going to get daycare,
that makes more sense.
All right, I'm going to be transparent when I'm giving my argument.
Let's be an adult. Okay, I get it. I respect that over. I just refuse.
But I still would have told the line of like, is it worth it?
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of movies that aren't worth it. However, you give it a shot.
Here's a question for everybody. Has anyone seen the New Mutants movie?
Yes.
New Mutants.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, I will give it to that.
Macy Williams
I was
in
a
it.
super fan.
So I was gonna watch it when I heard someone say that New Mutants was better than Morbius.
That's a lie. Whoever told you that,
I was like, you know what? I'm here for
I
it.
trust Mal.
that one is
I
a
trust
lie.
Mal.
Honestly, New Mutants was not great. Very disappointing. However, the casting was okay for some parts. The story sucked. What they did with it wasn't great. And it was
That movie was in development hell.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, it got pushed
And then
back so many
because
times.
and then it happened during the process of acquisition from Fox to Disney.
Mhm.
So it kind of just got here because you guys wanted it and bye kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Disney just decided to release it because
Yeah, it was just
if
like, listen,
Fox-
we're not doing shit else with this shit. It was bad. It was
Yeah.
bad. It was
Yeah.
not. Morbius is
Okay.
better than New Mutants.
Okay.
However,
now,
I
did
still
you see
watched
Fan
it.
Four Stick in the theater?
Who?
Fan
What?
Four Stick.
Oh, Fan Four Stick. I didn't see Fan
Oh,
Four
the
Stick.
Josh Trank mess, the
I was-
Fantastic
With
Four
Michael
movie.
B.
That was like,
Jordan as the Human Torch.
I did want to go see it, but I never got around to
Fantastic
seeing it.
Four. If I saw it in
too,
the theaters, no, but I'd watch it. I didn't say that one in the theaters.
Is that better than Morbius?
Ooh, no,
Oh!
that
it
movie was
wasn't.
bad.
I
Not that bad.
honestly, I think
the sh-
Morbius was better than that one.
Yeah, I could see Morbius being better than that one because
I
that
think-
destroyed Josh Trank's career.
I'm telling you right now, Jared Leto.
Well, Josh Trank also did a lot of childish shit too. Like, there's a whole lot of things that happened with him as a director. It wasn't just
Also,
the movie itself. There's a whole lot of backstory that happened too. Like, he
That-
was also
that- that was
Bad.
that was a Fox movie.
Yes.
yeah, and it was a Fox.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah.
At this point, we've mashed Sony and Fox movies together.
Right.
Yeah, I'll go
They're
along with
just
that.
bad.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing that they're not the greatest according to MCU. However, I will still give them a shot. And Morbius was one I intended because I like Jared.
Okay.
I thought Jared Leto was good in it. I thought him as Morbius was done well. I
Yeah.
think their origin story was also done well. Could the
Yeah.
story have been stronger? Sure. They could have given us more, but it's very difficult to do Spider-Man characters without Spider-Man.
Mhm.
It doesn't correlate well, and
I
so
think that's
that
my-
ending messed up. The ending with adding Vulture messed up
That was so
the
dumb.
overall
Yeah.
feel
that's
of
like
it. But
that's
I
my
don't think
big
it was a bad
concern.
movie.
That's my so okay. So like, if it's not a bad movie, it's just they're making these movies just to make it. That's like the crux I
issue
feel
with
of the
Venom, too.
problem is that you're making all these movies of Spider-Man characters without Spider-Man because you have the ability to, and it's like you're only doing it to keep the franchise.
Yep.
Yes.
Like, they're not doing it to build something better. They're not doing it and getting help. Like, I wouldn't care if these movies, like, if they're really, like, it just feels like they're just like coasting to make
they
these
are.
movies.
Yeah,
And so
because-
that's what I think the overall problem is. It's not like they're trying to build something. You're not trying to build a rogues gallery universe.
They're
and
doing
then
a DC. I know.
It's just like, we're gonna pump these movies out so that MCU can't get them.
Mhm.
You know, and MCU's like, and Disney's like, we'll just pay you so we can do it. Like, I don't understand what you're, you're gonna get your money anyway. It feels I can't.
It feels unplanned.
No,
Because
it's all
it's
unplanned.
ham-fisted.
It doesn't feel authentic. It's just not
Yeah.
authentic. They're just making the movies to make them, and they're not. I don't think they're making them for what Marvel's trying to do for the fans and like to build this up and to make comic book movies above what comic book movies can
Right.
be.
I mean, I think
Like,
that's
these
what DC's
Sony
doing
movies-
as well. Does that
these-
stop you
yeah.
from watching DC movies?
It doesn't stop me from watching DC movies, but I'm still handpicked. We were all on the fence about the Batman until all the reviews came in.
Oh, not me. I was going to watch it regardless because it's.
I was going to watch it regardless. I didn't know
I was
whether or
never
not I'd
enough
like
on the fence, right?
Yeah.
I was on
Yeah.
the fence of whether or not Robert Pattinson could pull off a Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And I still don't feel he can. However, the movie was done well, and I liked for what they gave me, and I had low expectations, so it was better than I thought it would be.
They
Super
don't.
facts, Michelle.
No,
They
I would
just-
go along with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I just
That's-
want to go ahead, Pong.
I was just gonna say that goes along with what we were saying a second ago. Like, the Sony is Marvel looks at like, how can we tell this story, right?
Mhm.
Sony's like, how can we get to Sinister Six? Because then there's 6 more people that we can have spin-off movies from and make even more money. Like
Because most of us nerds will watch it anyway.
I think most people would. But it's like we'll end with this one because I remember when Andrew Garfield was Spider-Man, there was a gentleman who was in charge of the Sony stuff for Spider-Man, and it was funny because that guy was like, "Yeah, I'm taking credit also too for what Marvel's doing over there because I was over there. I'm gonna do that with Spider-Man." And they were announcing all this crazy stuff like we're gonna have a Felicia Hardy movie, we're gonna have an Aunt May movie, we're gonna have this and that, we're gonna build the Sinister Six, and then the franchise just blew up in their face. That guy Dick was gone, and that guy was gone, and then Feige, look what they did. They built every studio, and I think why superhero movies are getting the flack is because a lot of these older directors are seeing that everybody wants to be the next Marvel. Because Marvel has done something like, for example, Harry Potter did something with 9 movies. They did like 9 movies, boom, done, and now they're continuing with their Lord of the Rings did something phenomenal. There's always a studio that's done something phenomenal, and Marvel has done something where they built this big universe that's interconnected and storytelling, all that, and everyone wants a piece of that pie. Where everyone wants to build a franchise. The GI Joe franchise has failed. Transformers has been a hit and miss, and everybody wants to try to copy what Marvel has done, which is pretty hard to do.
Right.
Even
eventually, I expect or anticipate there will be slip ups. There are things they're not going to match. It will get harder to maintain that consistency as they start to introduce things, especially to clean up things when now that they have more rights to certain characters that doesn't make sense. It didn't fit before, and they try to make it fit now. Fans will find ways to be disappointed because we are impossible to all please. However, then we'd have something to talk about. So I'm sure it'll get harder for them to stay as consistent eventually. But I'm still going to take what they give me because I love Marvel.
There we go.
And they're fun. That's the other thing too. Like was Morbius a good movie? No. But was it fun? Yeah. It was fun. Vampires running around doing vampire things,
So we are
vampires. Might delete later.
But guys, catch us again next week. We got a good one for you next week. We got Halo next week. We got more Moonknight next week.
3 episodes of Halo, 1 episode of Moonknight.
Oh,
we got a creator coming on.
Yep, we got the creator for Puppet Church coming on. The comic that I got to work on. I dropped the link in the comics, so make sure you're checking out those comments. Puppet Church Book 1, Issue 1 is out. That's right. Thanks to George Medina because George Medina was the letterer for that book. Thank you, George.
Hey,
so
nice.
yeah, we got out. Book 2 will be
in the family.
And we're going to be doing book 2 soon. So, there we go.
After that, we've got Doctor Strange the following week. So tune in for that because we know that's coming out.
Yeah, that'll be a fun 2 hour.
And then keep following us, guys. Subscribe because when we're gonna have the 2 Val episodes because Val is going to pick the topics and we're gonna cover that and she is gonna host that episode. Val will be the host.
Wow! First of all, Seabass, he's lying. Don't believe nothing that Seabass says. He a lie. He a lie.
Okay, that's fair. That's valid. That's actually valid.
Yeah. Bring me on. We can talk about our favorite Sony movies.
There we go. That'll be the Sony topic. They'll be led by Pong and Val. It will be the B team leading the A team.
All you need is Alex.
There we go.
Wait.
Yeah, okay, I'm over there. You're over there. Right. Yeah, that way. Okay. Oh, by the way, just real quick, in about 7 minutes, it will have been an hour and a half since I found out who Bad Bunny was. Huh? And you were there for the whole thing.
Now we have changed your life because you just found the most amazing person in existing Spanish pop culture now. I don't know. People love him.
You were trying. Michelle,
thank you, Michelle. I love you.
Man.
Anyway,
that's my girl.
So this has been your boy Sebastian.
This has been your boy Law.
It's own from across the hall
with Pong and Val.
Don't support that Sony shit.
Or you, if you're bored, you want to eat some popcorn.
Don't see the origin story.
Man, you know what? He was supposed to cut the credits after that. Y'all ruined it.
We got Puerto Rico goodbyes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.